All right, welcome to my Black On Out with my boy Danny Fisher. Check this out. First thing I do is cut it down. I got the video speeded up, so I got to talk fast. Cut that thing down, man. Make sure you get the desired cut. As you see what I'm doing, I'm going with the grain. Again, I always tell you comb. Make sure that thing don't have no cowlicks. Going with the cut. Right now, you see all that gray and all that in his hair, which I'll be taking out in a minute. I'm tapering it, getting that desired cut. You see, I switch up clippers. That's just how I do. Some clippers do things a little different than others. So you'll see me use two pair of clippers on this taper. I'm combing down. I'm going up. I'm using that comb. Always catch Bailu with that comb in his hand. The day you catch me without a comb, just go ahead and unfollow me. But look, comb that thing and keep it going. You see the taper. Cut it to the desired length. Make sure everything's straight. I'm giving him a full, fresh haircut before I even put in the blackout. Again, I'm lining up. I started this one from the front. I recommend all new barbers to start from the front. Always looking at mirror. That's one thing you don't see me doing in the video, but I'm always looking in the mirror. Lining up his face. My man, a good sport, man. I like my boy Danny. All right, here we go. Switch him over. Do to the other side. Bling, bling, bling. Sharp cut. Could have left him like that, but hell, it's Valentine's Day. So I ain't want to just give him no regular cut. I said, I'm going to put you all the way in the game. He said, go ahead, coach. All right, here we go with the blackout. This was what I was waiting on. See, I mixed my stuff in a brush. It's kind of thick, so you'll see me during this event mix it back up. But check this out. You see how I line it up with an eyebrow brush. Now, any leftover that's in that fade, I kind of fade it out. You see I'm wiping it out, right? I definitely don't want to put none in the fade. Now, when I want a real sharp line and get them corners, I'll take a card. I'll take a card and go over it. Now that's real detail. Sometimes that card don't put enough Beijing in there to kind of cover up that gray. That gray is a little harder. You want to make sure you cover everything in that gray. You see I'm doing that beard. I'm lining it up. Anything that comes past that line or over that line, you'll take a razor and kind of freshen it back up. If you're not doing it with the clippers, I choose the razor. But luckily, I kept everything right on the line. Now with the gray, if you have gray and you got to cover up a lot of gray, I recommend you brush that thing in backwards, forward, comb it in. I don't know if you can see me when I start combing it in, but I always do the line while they're leaned back. I can really pay attention to it. I don't feel nothing in. I'm just doing the line and maybe an inch or two back from the line. But I'm using an eyebrow brush. I'm going to go to his part and I'm going to work around his part the same way I do with his line, his front line. You probably can't see me, but I'm working around that part. That's another thing I do. So I always do the fresh line before I fill them. I lift them back up and I fill it in. You see I'm combing it backwards. You see I'm trying to make sure everything is covered up. So I'll go forward, backwards, side to side. Make sure every gray or every black in his hair is covered up with that blackout. That's one thing. You want to even tone blackout. See, I'm lining them up. And when I get to the other side, even when I get to that fade, I fade it out. I apply it just how I want it to be washed out. I don't want to get none on the skin when it comes to the fade. See, I worked I worked around the part. I'm dabbing. The video's kind of speeded up, so I'm gonna have to talk as fast as I cut. See, sometimes you'll catch me take that brush where the comb side is, and I'll comb it in while I'm brushing it in. Do it all at the same time, just to make sure everything is covered. That's why I specifically chose this cut because it's a lot of gray. And that's when you really got your work cut out for you with this blackout. You have to cover every gray that you see. Uh, it's kind of hard to see me do the beard, but I do the beard the same way on this side. Follow that line. Okay, now I'm kind of filling it in a little bit more just to make sure. Now, why I got them down laying back, I will fill the beard in because you can see up under it and you can see exactly how, what you're doing with why he's laying back. you can get up under it real good. So I do recommend you go ahead and fill in the face. But of course, you can't fill in the whole head while he's leaned back. So just do what you can on the head before you start filling it in. Getting up under the beard, make sure you watch what you're doing, because once it get on that skin, you'll be wiping it out, or if you don't catch it, it's gonna stain the skin. As I take the thick brush, you notice that's the big brush. That's my fill-in brush. And as I do the hair, I'm doing it left to right. Make sure everything is covered. Pushing it down, and then you'll see me pull my comb out, my big comb, to kind of comb it through. Once I get it all put in there, paste up real good, I can grab my comb and really work with it. All right, you see it. See that Beijing? See what I got in my hand? Keep enough. Always more is better than less. Because you hate to be making up a new batch when you run out. All right. See what I'm doing? Dabbing it in. Dabbing it in till it's completely covered. Dab, dab, dab. All right, all right. There go the comb. There go the comb. You see me combing it through. When you're dealing with gray, you definitely want to comb that thing through. Yes, sir. Thick beards, I recommend the comb be wide teeth comb. Then once I lift that camera back up, you're gonna see me try to get up under the beard. Sometimes what I would do, I would take my glove, put my gloves on, and kind of do it with my hands just to make sure everything covered. In this case, I didn't have to do that. I'm lifting the beard up with my comb, and I'm making sure I get every piece of hair. I'm combing everything down. Look at it. Look at what I do. I lift it up, get up under there. Get up under there. Get up under there. Lift them up. See what I'm doing? All right. Begin to fill in that thing all the way in. With that gray, you do want to go forward, and then you want to go backwards. Make sure you cover every gray. I recommend some people go ahead and put, if you got it, some Vaseline around the ears, just in case you tap the ears. It'll be easy to wash out. With me, I've been doing this so long, I just choose not to do it. I done got pretty neat in this thing. I do it. I won't even touch your ears. That's just years of experience. But I recommend anybody new to this, you can go ahead and put Vaseline around the ears, around outside the line, on the forehead. It's gonna be greasy, but it's better greasy than have that black stain outside of what you're trying to do. Filling it in, filling it in. Yep. Forward, back, fading it in as I go. The Beijing will be drying as you go, so you can kind of see if you need to touch it up as you go. Yep, filling it in. Making sure everything is covered. When I do it, I just feel like I got a one shot, one deal. I do not want to mess anything up. Because once you wash out stuff and then you notice you got to recover some of that stuff, it's just like you're just adding more work to it. All right, here we go. We had a blow dry at the blow dryer. I already dried it, made sure it was dry. Now I'm washing it out. I sat them up under there for like 20 minutes just to guarantee everything was dry. So now here I go. I'm applying my shampoo just to make sure I rinse out all that heavy black that's stuck in there. Make sure I get all that out. You see it? Thicken it up. You see all that Beijing falling in the sink? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Make sure I wash that thing. Don't get no water down the neck. Yes, sir. Wash that thing out. Make sure the water start coming out clear. Dry them out. Then I'm going to have him turn around, and I'm going to have him lean all the way over in the sink to make sure I can get that beard. Now, this process, you definitely want to be neat, because you would hate for that dye to start running down that man's neck into his clothes. Now, when I started this, I have messed up a couple of shirts. Yes, sir, but it come with a process, so it's good to go ahead and learn. Nobody taught me how to do it. I had to do it as I was, I had to learn by myself. So, I messed up a couple of shirts. But now you got somebody teaching you how to do it, so you ain't got to do what I do. All right, I'm getting that beard. See, I put that shampoo in there. Get in there. Don't be scared to get in there. Rub that black out. Yes, sir. Make sure everything good to go. Make sure everything washed out. You can tell everything washed out when you don't feel that slippery feeling like that dye's in your hand, then you know you're getting it. But definitely want to make sure you wash that out. Here we go. Now we back in the seat. I dried them out. Blow dried it. Now I'm lining them back up. Yes, sir. Line them back up. Then I'm going to lean them right back. I'm going to lean them back and I'm going to hit him with that razor. Make sure he's fresh and clean now. You do him just like you do him before you got that dye put in his hair. You just going over your work, making sure everything is in place. Yes, sir. Uh-oh. See a little smile on my boy. You know what's coming up. Reline them. Yes, sir. Put everything back in there the way it's supposed to be. Yes, sir. Put that wham damn doodle on. Look at my boy. Yes, sir. It's a process, man. It's a process. But this process right here will add some more money to your pockets. Guaranteed. Ain't nothing like having a couple of these a week would change your whole change up a lot of stuff. You add 5 to 10 of these a week, your payday gonna increase. Definitely. There I go fading, just touching up. Not too much. I don't have to do too much. Just touch them up a little bit. Make sure he's fresh. Really, this part right here is really gonna tell the tale. See what I'm doing? Leaning them back. Y'all seen me do that once before, and I'm doing it again. Making sure my boy tight. Speed it up version. Uh-oh. Got that sea monster. Shout out to my boy Dennis. Thesis. Y'all need that grease. Y'all better go and holler at Thesis now. Here we go. Now I'm about to make that thing pop. With the Beijing, you can still apply everything you use. The Beijing don't mess up nothing. And you can, if you use whatever grease you use before the Beijing, definitely use it after the Beijing. Because sometimes that Beijing will dry your hair out, especially using it every weekly. My guy here, he probably use it once a month. But if you're a weekly using blackout, you definitely want to keep your scalp grease, because that's one thing that blackout will do is dry your hair out. It's the chemicals that's in it. I'm not sure if that metallic is still in it. I know that metallic is kind of harsh on some people here. Everything I put in this hair, I put a little bit gorilla snot in there. Then I brush to the desired style, and that's really going to tell the tale. You see, none of that black is getting on his skin. None of that black. You see me with the white towel. You got the white towel in my hand just to make sure, just to prove to y'all that black don't come out like that. If you treat it right, I recommend some people, you just got to wash. And with coarse hair, I wouldn't recommend you washing it every day. That would really dry your hair out. Even if you're not washing it, you're rinsing it. So if you getting this, a shower cap will help you out. Keep the moisture in your hair. I'm not saying don't wash your hair, but if you choose to wash it every 3 days, that's perfect. That's not drying your hair out or nothing. Now you see me taking a white cloth, Now you gotta be bold to take a white cloth and put it over a Beijing. But if you do that blackout right, I call it Beijing, some call it blackout. If you do it right, you can take that white towel and put it on that man's head. Now there you go. That's that hot comb I use is the blow dryer. I wouldn't recommend that hot comb, man. That really dries your hair out. So I choose blow drying, but to each his own. Blow drying that man hair out, making that beard extend. Yep, yep, yes sir. He, he's a brand new rascal. Put him right in the game. Yep, blow out, blow out. Then you're gonna take it might be one or two grays that might didn't get covered. So what I'll do is go back and I'll kind of clip them off. You'll see me take the shears and go over it and clip the any excess gray. I'll clip it out, trim it. See me brushing everything down to the desired style. Then I'm gonna take my clippers, go back over the line, get my boy fresh. He ready. Look at that one. Whoop! Give me that. See another one? Whoop! Give me that. Oh yeah. I'm gonna make sure you tight now. But most of all, I want to make sure anybody that want to do this, if I can help them out, I got you. Let's make everything right, man. Listen, a happy client, bro. That means a lot. That means a lot. That's one thing too. Let me add this. Don't think about the money. Think about that client going out there and somebody asking him who cut his hair. That's what you go for. And once you do that, you love cutting the hair, man. That money come. Listen, that money will come. You don't even listen. You won't even count it. You hear what I'm saying? You love what you do. Learn to love this thing. You gotta have love for this career. This is not a job. This is a career. Look, like, follow, share, and I'm gonna show you more. Anything I can show you, extra secrets, and listen. Go out there and be the best barber you can be. You know what I'm saying? Boop boop. Like, follow, share.